I'm here with Mr. Kartsunis, the physics teacher here at Hartland High School, and we're going to be discussing the different physics classes available at the high school. To start, what does a typical day look like in this class?
Well, it really depends. It depends on kind of where we are within a unit. We always start units out with some hands-on labs and activities. And after we do those days, then we get into things where we're deploying it and kind of making things more complex. We do a lot of stuff with these programs on the computer, worksheets, things like that. But so it kind of depends on where we are in a unit.
Can you highlight the key differences between honors physics and just regular physics?
I think the biggest difference between all three levels that we have here is how much math we use. So in regular physics, there's very little math, some basic algebra 1, some basic graphing stuff. In honors, we do a lot more algebra and some trig, and then in AP we throw in some calc.
What type of material do you go over in this class?
Basically mechanics, which is all things like motion, forces, momentum, energy, things like that is basically what we cover in here.
Out of all of those, what's your favorite one to teach?
Oh man, I don't know if I have a favorite really. I kind of like them all. They're all a little different. I mean, there's other areas of physics that I enjoy as well, but we don't cover here. I've often thought about trying to add like a second year course so that I could teach some other areas of it as well. But so I just kind of like all of it.
What are the requirements to take just physics 1?
I don't know if there is. Maybe you have to be in algebra. I'd have to look it up. I haven't taught it in so long. I forget what the requirements are. But there's not much for it because we try to teach it at that level where you're not using as much math. It's a little more conceptual and hands-on.
For AP Physics, how many AP Physics classes are there at Hartland High School?
Just the one. We teach AP Physics C Mechanics, which is a calculus-based physics, kind of pretty much what you'd take as a first semester course in college if you were a physics or engineering major.
That's all.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Kartsunis, for your time.
You're welcome.
Alright.
Who am I here with?
Colin Peterson.
So, Colin, what physics class did you take?
I took honors physics last year.
What's the homework like in honors physics?
It's not very much, to be honest. We did get through most of the stuff in the class.
Did you enjoy honors physics?
Yeah, I did. We did some really fun labs, and I thought it was interesting.
Are there any labs that you like better than others?
I don't have... Oh, we did like a car racing one. I thought that one was pretty fun. Like, we built a car and raced it. It was pretty fun.
What does a typical day look like in honors physics?
So typically we'd start off with like a little bit of a lecture, and then we'd go back and work on some of the work on the computers, and maybe do a lab, just depending on the day.
Who am I here with?
Grant Henson.
Okay, Grant. What physics class are you in?
I'm in AP Physics C right now with Mr. Kartsunis.
Wow. What's the homework like in AP Physics?
There's a bit of homework. We have time in class for every worksheet, but I wouldn't say there's enough to finish all of it, so expect a decent bit of homework.
So would you say the workload is kind of heavy?
I wouldn't say it's super heavy.
Compared to other AP classes, is it more challenging, less challenging, or just normal?
It's more challenging.
What type of labs do you do in AP Physics?
We haven't done any labs yet, but I remember in honors physics we would always play with cars, and I know there's an upcoming pendulum lab, so there's a lot of variety.
What type of material are you going over right now in AP Physics?
Right now it's just review from honors physics, so vectors and net force and things like that.
So would you say you're enjoying AP Physics?
Yeah, I love it.
And you love honors physics, of course?
Mm-hmm.